Hi everyone, it's Lumin. Agricola time. It's an EIKWM France G4 G5 game with PJ17, Muddan, and Scholar. Got Criers, got Picklers, got a Lady of the Manor. Muddan, very nice comment. These are some good or bad cards. So, yeah, you did say it. I think Lady of the Manor is the right choice here, just in terms of power. Dairy Crier used to be pretty strong. It's probably still pretty good. I think without G6 or G7, it's better. Pickler is worth knowing about and drafting veg a little higher. Okay, so there are 4 good cards and 4 not good cards. This is not Muddan's pack, which had that kind of promise. Land Agent is good in a Pickler game, but perhaps not as good as Crop Rotator. Crop Rotator like really accelerates your crops. I kind of treat it like Planter Box, where you can almost ignore crops for the whole mid game, sow them in the very late mid game, and still max them out. That's my stance on Crop Rotator. Treasure Hunter is just good. Hoarder is just good. Probably not Hoarder. So it's. I feel like I should definitely take one of the veg cards. Cool thing about Crop Rotator is that you can know that you're going to be sowing veg even before you have veg in hand, if you have grain down. I should have analyzed better what I'm getting out of my opening pack, but I just kind of forgot. There was Market Crier. You know, this could be a game where I cry once. Because with Crop Rotator, that seems really good. On the other hand, why would I not take Land Agent? Because I'd rather do Market Crier. Which seems really weird. Veg Vendor. Oh, now I regret not taking Land Agent. Well, now I have to take this. I don't need Land Agent for this. I can mostly use Veg Vendor on the major space. I mean, having Pickler in my opening pack is like super strong here, I think, just to know about. And then immediately picking crop cards. So I think I lucked out a bit, not taking Reed Collector. Oh my gosh. Hard not to take Schnapps Distiller here. And just get my food pretty much done. Supervisor, I don't think I'll be filling up my farm super fast. Visionary, I don't want to guess or force myself to grow later than other people. Without Veg Vendor, I would have taken Market Crier here. Dairy Crier is gone, so I'll want to have space for animals pretty early. Bargain Hunter's bad for me because I want to be using the Maimai spot. I definitely don't need Market Crier. I can just take a grain. Normal. So I guess I take Storehouse Clerk or Resource Gatherer. There wasn't any other Stonehouse stuff. I'll take Clerk. Why not? If there was like anything Stonehouse, I think I would have taken Gatherer. But fun story. This is the first time I've overslept for my stream starting time, so that's why I'm starting a little late here. It doesn't look like anything too crazy happened on the site. Looks like William had already started a game, and I might have been waiting this long anyway. So. My dad's saying I don't understand anything anymore. I assume he got Reed Collector back out of his pack. Or something like that. Oh, Treasure Hunter came back. Wow. Treasure Hunter with Storehouse Clerk. That could do some stuff. Treasure Hunter is so good. So good. Groupie or... How did Dairy Crier not take Livestock Expert? Because they couldn't. Hi, Marishka. How are you doing? Foreman. No, Livestock Expert, and that hopefully gets me an extra lady category. I mean, Animal Yard is really tempting. Just because early Dairy Crier's in the game. Or an option to happen in the game. Black Swan Lake definitely seems like the pick. This is like always the pick, by the way. Black Swan Lake is really... You really have to think twice before passing it. Picked up some newer people. They joined me. I had no control. And I think PJ and Mudden have good games. I think they get sidetracked more than the more experienced players. And I think that's one of like the biggest things about becoming a better player on this site is not to get sidetracked. Just have your goals in mind and don't... It's been so long since you played this game. Welcome to the stream. Starvation Simulator. It can be that way. Well, the big thing I was just talking about one thing to do is like not get distracted by the shiny piles of resources and make sure you have your feeding down. Here I have vegetable vendor and a schnapps distiller, so I should have plenty of veg here. And I won't have to worry about too much. Oh, I'm glad it was enjoyable. Yeah, the other player's audio wasn't too great, but if I get that fixed up for this weekend, I can probably do another one of those. Oh, Damba, you said Livestock Expert Crash and Burn. Yeah, I mean, it's not... This card is not going to make your game, right? This is not worth, like, changing your whole game around to play this card. You really just want to hope you fall into a good spot to use it. Yeah, Bookmark is definitely good here. I think I'm probably picking it. Not only do I not necessarily have a baking strat, but I also have a few Ox I'd really like to play early in Treasure Hunter, Veg Vendor, Lady of the Manor. So Bookmark is definitely a good pick here. And if Chris seats me fourth again, Scholar says somebody might have a good game or not. If I get seated fourth again, Bookmark is going to be super useful. Like, just to play in stage 1, just to get out of the fourth seat. Yes, and Marushka's right about staying flexible and staying aggressive. Like, not get pigeonholed into your game plan, but also realize when you can do something different. Well, I see a Costermonger's Barrow here. This is pretty good with any veg strat. Somebody's going to be very tempted into having Meadow. Woodpath is always fine. Crooked Plow is just too weak for me. I don't like this plow at all. Obviously, I have pretty... Well, it's been discovered that I have different plow preferences than other players. Like valuations on how good plows are. Barbershop is not the pick for me. I think I just have to pick Costermongers. And just go really hard on veg. And I mean, I definitely have the hand that can accumulate like 10 veg throughout the game. So the Schnapps Distiller 4 of them. Well, maybe I can try for a crazy amount of veg. This might be crazy amounts of veg game. Oh, Cornrick is really tempting. Cornrick is really tempting. Ceramics will be good for someone else. Moldboard Plow is fine. I think I take Cornrick. It's really close, because Moldboard Plow is going to cover spaces for Treasure Hunter, get me space to sow all these veg and grain that I'm going to end up having. You know, and Cornrick is not super flexible. I need to play it before round 6 and to get good value from it. And it requires half an action. I'm going to take the Moldboard Plow. I can just take grain once, and that's enough grain for my whole game. And maybe someone plays Market Crier. Yeah, exactly, Enwell. You thought it before me. Okay, Dunghill. Having Dunghill in a Pickler game is probably the way to go here. Plows are only good if they A, work on both, B, have a stone cost, C, from the France deck. So none of them have all three. I don't know. I disagree on Iron Plow, the one with the stone cost and gives you the sow action. Titania says, I stream Terra Mystica myself, so I thought I'd check this out. Okay. I might have to check out your streams. I mean, we play for the fun of it, right? Two-player Agricola is a beast in itself. Like, I'm not a huge fan. I always say for two-player, I need to be in a specific mindset before I'm willing to play it. Horse could be useful. Apple Garden's definitely not what I'm doing. Baker's Kitchen, maybe. Oak Cask, maybe. Horse is probably by far and away my best option here. So it allows me to focus on crops even more and just drop the horse late game if I need it. I have enough early start actions. Bookmark, Moldboard Plow, even Costermongers is okay to play early. Yeah, it definitely should be a doozy. Woodpath came back? Why is no one picking Woodpath? Is there a Claypath that I didn't see? Could just take Baker's Oven here. If I knew Crooked Plow would wheel, I would have taken Cornrick, I think. This is a weird pick. I guess I just take Woodpath. Not really sure what's going on with that, but it's fine. And fourth again. Oh, that final game was, yeah, we had a beggar card, and that was an entertaining game. Very questionable draft in that one from a couple of people. PJ playing Master Cook. And so we have a first early guess on who has the Visionary. Master Cook has with Visionary makes a lot of sense. Not playing Reed Collector, though. I guess if you have Master Cook, you play Cook first. Muddan electing to read Stone Food. So my guess about Muddan's comment is that he had Reed Collector. Oh, but wait. We have Reed Collector here as, what is that, the 7th pick out of that pack? Oh, man. That's not what you see every day. So 3 wood's totally fine given that I have Bookmark here. PJ takes 2 wood. My first plow should be here because it keeps my treasure hunting options pretty safe. I'm expecting start player Bookmark, but plow is fine. Even grain is okay, but not great. Yep, and it's 2 clay for Scholar, so I get start player Bookmark here. Just what I needed. Alright, and Sobake comes out here. So what are my lines? I probably can take... I'm not sure I need Reedstone Food. We have 4 Reed added to the game already. PJ's playing Master Cook. I'm going to get the 1st and 4th actions on this board. I probably just play Treasure Hunter here. And what am I taking? It could just be stones. I might just take all stone. I didn't really consider what I wanted, so that's when I just elect to take all stone. This is what I usually do for Treasure Hunter. Maybe I do this. Fence here, plow here, or room here, plow here. And stone is going to be generally great for me with Vegetable Vendor. PJ going on Master Cook as expected. Mudden getting a Reedstone Food for the 2nd time. The plow space that he took suggests Rotherham plow and Supervisor. So that would have to be a 1st or 2nd pick Rotherham plow, but a 2nd pick wouldn't surprise me because that pack I picked Moldboard plow over Cornrick, nothing too spectacular. 2 Reed here is fine, 2nd dock is fine. I think I take the Reed. I would have preferred 3 wood. But Scholar definitely wants room parts with the Reed coming in. PJ gets a second dock here and plays Puppeteer. So with both me and Scholar appearing to have food issues, we'll see how that goes. Of course, I don't have big food issues in the end because I'll have vegetables aplenty. Scholar takes 2 wood, so I'll be either first or last depending on what PJ does here. Scholar has the room parts already. I will have room parts in round 4. As always, I don't like building in round 4. And 2 clay for PJ. Alright, major minor flips. Huh. What is this round for me? 3 wood and fish for 3, most likely? This would give another reedstone food to Muddan. Not great. Not great, but I need wood to play moldboard plow. And build a room. Well, do both, rather. I'm getting 4 wood here. Yeah, sure. So building in round 4 is often a strategy used to make sure you get the first growth. Because everyone's racing to grow pretty early. And growth obviously flips in round 5, 6, or 7. So if you build in round 4 and family growth flips 7, the downside is obviously huge. You either have to park on start player through all of stage 2, or you give up the point of building a room in round 4 anyway, and end up with second or third or even fourth growth. So the greatest thing about building in round 5 is that if someone built round 4, you're forcing them into that situation where they might have to park on start player. Or if you're the first player to build in round 5, you guarantee first growth without taking start player if growth flips in 5 or 6. So it's just like you're really making sure your actions are better. So what happened here? Muddan declined to do Reedstone Food and plays Acquirer. This is a card that really wants the Cooking Hearth. I could have Reedstone Food here. Yeah, sure, I'm happy to break it down. It's definitely not an obvious thing. I guess I just take Reedstone Food. This is a game where I might build in round 4 anyway. But the other person who appears to be building a room is right upstream from me. So if I force them to park start player, that's a tactical advantage. In this case, I wouldn't really be building a room to park on start player myself. It would be to have the person right upstream from me do it for me. Market Crier for PJ. Yeah, this card helps others too much, so glad to see it, obviously. Now have a veg source by playing majors and a grain source by doing nothing. Yeah, push them. Alright, unfortunately Muddan's taking start player with unwanted goods here. Technically, we're not supposed to know what that card is, but to display that Visionary, that's a meta move for sure. Visionary is the card that prevents you from growing until round 11 unless everyone else has already grown. So Scholar will get the first build here with Muddan taking start player. Scholar took the sheep to either build or get 4 wood, I assume. I could take 4 clay, but that might even be okay as my second action, and I can fish for 4. That's probably a good move here first, assuming I don't get the 4 wood or the room. Oops. Yeah. I'm really hoping someone plays Pickler here before I display Veg Vendor. I mean, I'm hoping it's PJ. If I get desperate, I can build a stable to cover one of these spaces, but I think I'll just build a room. Keep the wood for the moldboard plow, the barrow. Not quite sure how Muddan's feeding right now without hearth parts. Been playing a little loose with that, I think. On the other hand, if I think PJ's playing Pickler, do I just want him to play the Ock? Eh. Fish and Reedstone are pretty close here. I do have a line where I build twice. I might... No, because Okay, so I get to choose between 4 food fishing and Reedstone food, because Muddan's taking the other. With the last action. What is my last move here? Oh, Dove Hunter. Cool. That's good. That's an interesting way to play Acquirer. It's not bad. It definitely saves you from all the hearth stuff. Scholar playing Hill Bandit here. Okay, so this is a move where I can do a lot of stuff. I have to know what PJ's up to. I think I should start player Moldboard Plow. The reasons for this is it would let me build first action ahead of Muddan to put me in that great growth queue spot. And there's the smallest chance that PJ leaves 6 wood for me. Alternatively, I could think of it as second action of the round. I'm getting 6 clay or 3 reed or 5 food maybe. I think this is the right play. I'm most likely just building a room. PJ has 2 actions here because of the Master Cook delay. Takes the 3 wood, so I won't be tempted for it. Tempted for 6. And takes the 2 reed. So I'm definitely building here. We get renovation. Pay for the room, get my stone. Can play Veg Vendor here if I don't get 6 clay. 5 food could be fine. Yeah, I definitely want to get my crops set up pretty soon. One plow action, free grain, a veg from veg vendor. Should set me up pretty well. Very interesting, PJ taking Reedstone food here. Very interesting. Mudden gets the 6 clay, which, you know, pretty much expected, given the want for a hearth. Scholar is going to start player and plays Working Gloves to make future ox cheaper. So what's going on with his game? He has plenty of food with the first fireplace, but Muddan's going to be threatening. Muddan's building a cooking hearth. Hill Bandit's going to trigger once or twice soon. Could plow here, could just play Veg Vendor. Yeah, so this was coded by Marushka. Not only did the last card played thing is Marushka's work, but also you can just click on things on your screen and you'll be able to zoom in and see stats. I'll play Veg Vendor, I think. I don't really know who's taking this food and triggering Puppeteer. It's probably me for 6 next round. Just taking a guess. PJ buying the clay oven right here. This is a move I don't like. You're giving Scholar a clay food. There's not a huge amount of competition, and you're losing the bake action. It looks like Muddan's probably going to be Wood Police here. Of course, if Stone flips in round 6, meaning Family Growth is in 7, then Scholar has to start player again, and I can take the biggest pile of wood if it's there. But Muddan is being the Wood Police. So while me being in this building position might not have gotten me a 6 wood pile specifically, it did, you know, force Muddan into not building. Well, I guess he couldn't build the hearth because Major Minor is occupied, and he's not going to reno. Family Growth does flip in 6. I don't need to start with my first action because 2 people can build. Scholar got Cornrick. Oh, Scholar got some good cards passed down. So my non-start player... Scholar forgot this read. My non-start player move this round... Probably 6 food. PJ might start if I take 6 food here. I think I take 4 wood and then place Costermongers. Joinery turns my farm into little termite people? Yeah. Joinery's bad. Partially because wood is good. So the nightmare scenario is PJ playing start player and Mudden building, but I have no real reason to expect that to happen here. What's also good about not taking start yet is that PJ does build here, and then Muddan or Scholar might just start for me. But it goes build for wood. Oh, geez. How is PJ feeding if I take 6 food here? Scholar plays child psychologist. Okay. So I could take 6 food. And then PJ would have an Ock and 1 food. I didn't pass layabout. Though that pack was bad, and it might just have been the pick. So taking 6 food is a bit risky. It's probably too risky. I might just be able to get 7 food. I'm just going to play it safe. Black Swan Lake. Yeah, 3 food is fine from this. It's not like my max here. I probably could have gotten 4 or 5 later, but this 3 early food is going to be better. I still could get 7 food second action next round. PJ plays ceramics. Yeah, okay. I was definitely right to not risk it. Forgot about this. This is neat. It also blocks the hearth, which is possibly good, given that Muddan probably takes 6 food now, but it slows down the Acquirer in a big way. Acquirer is losing so much value here, not being able to turn cows into 4 food, then buy it back for 2 every round, and getting 2 bonus food in harvest rounds. Alright, PJ has free pottery on start player or growth. I'll play Costermongers here. Taking 6 food and buying veg grain is not terrible for Acquire? No, it's not. I think this is my 7 food, though. Oh, child psychologist, yep. It's basically an educator, but triggers on growth instead of... Oh, Pickler for Scholar. Great. Hopefully he didn't get Land Agent. I would definitely prefer 7 food over anything else here. PJ playing the pottery triggers the Hill Bandit. Muddan gets the 6 wood. The growing last compensation. I mean, he's done a good job. 4 wood, 6 wood, 6 clay recently. Gonna double build. Oh yeah, and he could have even paid the clay from Hill Bandit for the Ock. Oh yeah, working gloves with a child psychologist is really strong. We are still missing Dairy Crier. That's somewhere. I assume Mudden has it. But I'm not sure if it's good for him to play. Acquirer kind of gives him all the animals he needs anyway. Scholar takes the 2 wood, threatening to build again. Seven food is a fine action. And I'm only a wood and a reed from, Baker for PJ. Not timing his stuff too well. This might be free grain time. The well is within my grasp after plowing to get a stone. Scholar probably assumes I have land agent, having played veg vendor. But I took crop rotator. Yeah. Baker's Servant. Whoa, 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 whoa. One of my favorites. Yeah, so this is quite the strategy. And the clay oven is making a lot more sense now. Only with something as strong as Baker's Servant do you really want to play the clay oven before baking. Or are willing to. It's still better to... Hot Sauce Wally, thanks for the follow. Also, if Muddan goes for Visionary, he has a good excuse to like fence 9, get cows and pigs breeding very early. That's really strong. Two rooms, 4 stables for Muddan. And it's unfortunate that the stables are more or less necessary here. I mean, you just had 20 wood. 4 stables to be efficient in going for Lady of the Manor is interesting, but probably hurts too much in the long run. This doesn't look like a very wood-heavy game. I'm the only one who's injected wood. Pickler also injected 3 wood, but... Scholar gets 4 sheep here. Needs to take his grain. Plow and sow could have been good, but I guess the sheep is good enough food. So, one thing I haven't done is rush out Schnapps Distiller. And that's because I really want to be sure I'm using Schnapps Distiller before playing it. And that means having a lot of veg, because I want my veg and grain to snowball with crop rotator. So PJ is going to grow here with cookies. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this was a really nice draft for Baker's Servant. The only problem is Market Crier. Scholar plays Hoarder on the growth. Nice. Scholar's game is looking quite good. Muddan starts with Milking Stool. Very strong. I mean, not having a hearth has just got to feel terrible at this point. Sweet tooth food distracting from growing. Scholar gets the 6 clay. PJ following one of the #1 rules of Agricola, JFG. What am I up to here? Plow, well veg. Reedstone just doesn't do enough for me here. 3 wood is going to be good. Because I need to be really annoying about the wood. So plow and maybe even sow. Plow and well. Never mind. That was the plan. PJ playing Baker here. He's going to have a lot of fields by the end of the game. But it also means he's going to be crying again. This is going to be very generous. Baking before not getting the grain in the ground is usually not the best idea. Alright, so I hope I can get plow here, but Scholar could definitely do so. Three wood also lets me threaten a room later. Yeah, so my farm layout is fields here, fences here, something here. It probably won't be a room just because I haven't gotten the big stacks of resources. It's been Scholar who's been able to get them. Scholar takes the reed. I'm now worried about something like clay supports. That would be pretty bad. That's the best command you've seen? Scholar is renoing with a hearth here, upgrading, and then I expect is going to start clay supports pretty soon. I can't take Reed to threaten a build, or are you just building a clay room normally? It's definitely fine also. I veg well here. Next round, I could... Well, it depends if I think PJ is crying or not. A sow is pretty strong here, but not super strong. I mean, getting 4 fields sown is going to be ultra strong. Because with crop rotator, you actually don't want to sow too much because it does all the resowing for you. Muddan naked starts and is going to grow. That's a smart move, with Scholar being able to start and then build. But it looks like Scholar's just like, whatever, I'll take 4 wood. Five food fishing is fun, but only Muddan needs it, but he won't be doing it. He's going to dove a cow. Do I just plow here? This is a weird board. I don't need the food. The stone is very good. The stone lets me try for some really fun things with Veg Vendor, so I kind of feel obligated to take it, and this will be my renovation stone. Yeah, so I'm going for Pretty Farm. I don't know if I can compete with Scholar. It's got a lot of food, a lot of resources, a lot of ox. I just don't see me getting the fourth room to compete. Which means I will really want a start player in round 11, so I can hope for growth in round 12. And Plowso will be okay. Muddan grows with Hay Rake. These four stables are really going to make the late game wood supply really low. I definitely can't spend any wood on anything except fences. I need 9 more wood. I might not even play Woodpath. Scholar building 3 stables here. 3 is a strange number, I have to say. I'm glad it's not clay supports. Oh, but then do I actually want to play joinery here? Oh yeah, Akon growth. Cattle dealer. Okay. Working hard here to plow these fields in the exact right pixels. Whoa. Sew and bake a cookie? This doesn't... I mean, he had a bake action on Baker anyway. Why does he need the veg zone? Going for Pickler? Then Scholar took 2 boar. I guess third stable holds the sheep. So the boar can breed. Uh, 3 wood, I guess. I can sow later. Not being able to coster here is slightly iffy, but it's okay. I will want the grain sown by stage 4. It does look like PJ will be crying again. Cry, yeah. So really what I'm hoping for is something like, well, I don't think I'm getting Stone Oven because that looks like it's going to Muddan. But I guess Basket Maker's Workshop is one of my best hopes to spend these stone effectively. I guess my 2 start players is really not great with Veg Vendor. Scholar opening with start player here. Sorry. Oh, animal pen. Sure. Uh, hmm. 3 wood? 6 food, 4 clay? Four clay's not perfect. I'd really like to have fireplace materials, just to have more excuses to take veg. 6 food doesn't really hurt anyone. Mud not having a hearth is rough. 4 clays is a good amount for him. 3 clays okay too. I guess I just take wood here. Uh, I assume he wanted to hoard. Okay. Okay. I need to spend this stone. I need to get another veg. Next round is the last round I can play Livestock Expert, but it's not looking likely. You know, I could fence 12 tight. Another 3 wood grab is only 2 points of fencing, and it's really 2 points of space covering. PJ took the 4 clay. Three sheep for Muddan. I mean, I think fireplace is probably fine for him at this point, just to avoid taking clay one more time. And then can later bump it up to that hearth. Interesting here, Scholar taking a cow instead of 6 food fishing. Oh, Meadow! Oh, no. So Scholar's gonna family growth Meadow and then be able to cattle dealer 3 times. That's an uh-oh. I think I take 2 reed here and play Basket Maker's Workshop with a veg. Now that the animals situation's not very good. Well, we gotta slow him down. But having 2 wood and being able to fence 8 effectively, 2, 3, 3, it's going to be really strong. PJ taking the 2 wood is actually extremely useful here. Just need to be really, really annoying about wood for the rest of this game to win, which is still possible. That's not the worst way. Muddan playing Stone Oven here instead of Fireplace. I disagree with this move. Though PJ is saying he's going to cry again. So who really knows? Bake all of PJ's tears, that's right. Oh, and Scholar could sow first action. But I have to imagine 3 would. is better for him. I can take veg or major and get both. So I will sow first action next round, because PJ can also bake. He might just cry here also. We'll see. I'm expecting cry. 6 food is not bad either. Though with Baker's Servant you usually have plenty. I mean, I think the big mistake of PJ's game is not getting the grain into the ground, because doing that first lets you have huge efficiency on the Baker and the Baker's Servant later. You're basically getting a plow sow action with a bake by going on bake, then you get your free plow, and then you sow. A little surprised Scholar isn't going for a bigger fence action. Alright, so I think I need to sow here, because PJ and Scholar both can. And it gets my costermongers going. I can now really play Crop Rotator at any time in the next 3 rounds and be fine. Start player woodcart for PJ. This is something that really should have come out before cookies, I think. If you know you're playing Baker, you're going to have plenty of time to bake those cookies. If Scholar doesn't fence, I fence. I'm playing very reactionary here, but I think I need to. I don't see why Scholar wouldn't fence. This is just a huge action. Mudden takes 2 wood. Yeah, it's that kind of game right now. If Scholar does fence, then... Don't really know what I would do. I would think about 7 food. Crop Rotator is an easy play at any point. Taking fencing now doesn't prevent me from doing growth things. Oh, of course, Scholar needed to play Meadow. I had just been assuming it was on his board the whole time, but I'd forgotten he actually needs to play it. So that's going to be a saving grace here. Alright, so I'll need a clay grab and some more reed stone and stuff, but I think my feeding is more or less taken care of. I'm going to be costermongersing. I have good points on cards. Scholar does not. If I can get 2 pigs here, that would be an absolute steal. PJ taking 2+2 wood. Muddan maybe plows. Well, Scholar I guess Scholar takes 2 pigs now that he can't fence. But might not. Livestock expert off the team. I can't double any amount of things with a 4th action here. Right now, I think I have the lead on Lady of the Manor and Pickler. Scholar's going to make a push, but I'm going to have all my crops. I'm going to have fields. I'm going to have pastures. This is either a single cow or just play Crop Rotator. I probably just play crop rotator to get it out of the way. 7 food hurts PJ a lot and maybe makes him cry more later. But I'm good on grain and everyone else is less good on grain, so I want him to cry less now. Alright, and then I harvest these, I replant the grain, and I costermonger a veg. Then I have veg getting resown. I'm aiming for plow sow. I can always play a miner with veg. Oh, dunghill is going to be really important for me. Yeah, I should play dunghill to keep pickler going. Because right now I have 3 veg. I'm going to resow on crop rotator automatically next harvest to get to 5. Abandoned willow is good for PJ here with wood shortage. And seems like Muddan's happy about it too. It can even get that field out of that really awkward spot there. I thought for sure this was Rotherham Plow Supervisor, and Visionary would be fun on top of that. Should I eat a reed also? I think no. I'm done playing Ox. I want to plow sow and grow, and that's about it. I want to renovate, obviously. The more I can take reed, the less cattle dealer pops. 2 reed is kind of bad as an action. Plow sow does come out here, which is like something Baker's Servant really doesn't need. Probably just takes 3 wood here. And PJ baked to feed. Yeah, that feeding is not a good spot. This could even be a master cook with no place to hold the 2 cows. If you start player for the round 12 space, you really want to be ready to do both. Baker's Servant says you don't want to take plow sow. So I don't understand this move at all, really. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense. So I think I take 2 cows if I can, but most likely, well, I guess Scholar doesn't need it. Scholar would rather just fence here. I'm not really sure what's happening because Scholar looks like plowing. Huh. Alright. Can I wheel the 2 cows? Best not tempt fate here, because 2 cows, 2 sheep, and X is definitely a good round for me. I do need a couple more wood to play Path and Dunghill. But one thing I accomplished by being a dick about wood earlier is that now, you know, you have first action 3 wood, second action 2 wood. Really putting other players into bad spots. I'm getting hugely efficient actions here. Eight food fishing is an option. PJ, how did you feed? 6 food, apparently. Just missed how got the food. Scholar takes stone. Really surprised he hasn't fenced, because PJ's going to fence now. 2 sheep, 4 clay. 4 clay is basically getting on the Reno train. I'm not sure I need to go on the Reno train here. I have lots to do. At the same time, I don't have that much to do. Pain train choo-choo? No, I'm not taking start player as much as I want to, even. That's not the pain train. Unless you mean, like, actual physical pain. I think the clay is safer than the sheep. Just wanted to say choo-choo. Fair enough, man. I probably take 8 food, honestly. I do already have 10 grain, and I'm expecting... Well, I don't know if I'm actually expecting more. Yeah, I should probably just take the food. Especially if I can wait for 6 clay, then I can get a fireplace. Seems more useful. And horses is going to come in great here, because I'm already on 3 points of cow and 2 points of sheep if I let them breed. Lady of the Manor looks good, provided I can get one last plow in. Might have to start horse just to make sure I get it. PJ Renos with the fireplace. I should separate these bonus points. Maden joins the plow party with the hay rake. Seems good. Hay rake's really nice when you don't have that many actions. I assume it's going to be Plowso to open. I could get growth here if Scholar start players. I think I get growth or start player next round. And 8 food is going to be fine here. It's a ridiculous thing to say. Dunghill can get me an extra veg if I need it. Muddan takes a veg here, really saying he's going to Plowso. And Scholar gets some critical read. Oh, aha, I like that. That's a good move. Open with 3 wood. So he's going for the pastures, stables, veg lady of the manor. Scholar playing Abandoned Willow. Yeah, this be going around the board. It hasn't been great for me. No ticket. Plowso's pretty good. Really hoping PJ fences here. Or Muddan does. The later Scholar does, the better. He's going to have pastures and cows for Lady, but I'm not sure he's going to have more than that. This pretty much guarantees 4 categories for me, which... I mean, often Lady is one with 5, but this seems like no one really got their farming in on time. PJ grows. And Scholar plays Supervisor. Sure, I mean, it costs him a clay. But Muddan fences, which is awesome to see for me. Yep. Yeah, 7 wood was enough to fence 9 spaces and get 3 pastures. Meadow math. Alright, so how concerned am I about pickles? And should I just take 6 clay instead? I don't really need the 2 boar because getting a veg and horse is pretty good in itself. And there aren't that many people who clearly want to reno. PJ and Muddan pretty clearly aren't getting to stone. And it's just me and Scholar, really, remaining. But I suppose if I make my renovation delayed, then it forces Scholar into reno fencing. Maybe. Even though I clearly want the other reno. Or is it 6? Oh, Muddan passed Animal Pen for Milking Stool? $11, $12, $13, so 6 more food for Scholar right now. So I could do the reno. Do the 2 wood otherwise. I only have 3 actions next round. I'd really like to threaten Reno with one of them. So I'll do this, I sow 2 veg. I am super overfed. PJ taking more wood here. So my last round moves are Grow, Reno, horse, and something. Right now I have 6 veg. I'm gonna go down to 5 if I cost her again. Bake plow pottery for feeding for PJ. Two read is a point. Oh my god, champion breeder. Wow. Wow. I mean, milking stool absolutely slam dunk over animal pen. I value milking stool really high though. Scholar gets Sobake, so he's maxed grain. Scholar has to run offense here, I think. Because I wouldn't really mind doing that. And PJ obviously needs to fence. Very obviously. I hope PJ doesn't win Pickler. He might. Is Meadow really that strong, says Scholar. I mean, I think he just had bad fence tempo. Uh, oh yeah, because he plowsowed in stage 5. I could max my cows. Giving PJ plowsow is bad. PJ got... Everyone can grow. Yeah, I'll get him to 7 veg. Just can't do that with all the effort I've spent. Well, I mean, he has so bake, which is just better. Oh no, but he doesn't have a grain to bake. Yet. So, Reno, horse, and... grow is ideal, but I don't see how I get grow. because this is only really a point and defense plow sow. It does take away like a 3-point move from multiple players. PJ has a lot to do here. Yep, I think recognizing the wood economy is extremely tight and being very proactive about it could win me this game. So PJ grows instead of fences, actually. It's a very risky move. Scholar still has a fence. Scholar needs a read action for 2 points. Muddan looks like he's taking cows here, which can't be wrong. It leaves him the option to get a huge sow action for Lady of the Manor. Alright, now what's my last action? Wood is 0 points because I have joinery. So Reno is my last action. That doesn't do anything. This is a lot of stone to have extra. It's kind of sad. Could just block take veg. But that's not very strong. Could block a grain. 13 chapters. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. If I had one more wood, then horse would be so easy. I guess it's just 2 read for 1 point on basket makers. There's really nothing better than a 1 point move, which is really not what you want in this last round. But I have a 5 point Reno horse. I mean, if I can win this game in a 3-room wood house with 3 people, that's always fun. Scholar, though, with 1 more person, 8 more room points. Animal points pretty equal. I do have 6 bonus that he doesn't have, because he doesn't have Pickler or Lord. Or Lady, rather. So I think I still have a chance here. I assume my score is like 47 by the end of this. Sure, 14 fences and then 4 stables, but then he doesn't have a 4th category. I mean, this has to be a sow for Muddan. This is a 5-point sow. I guess the baking is a question, but you can just dove a sheep and be fine. He also has milking stool. And then he can plow next move. This is looking like a good endgame for Muddan, but I think the empty spaces and lack of... Not a huge lack of bonuses. Not a huge lack of bonuses. So I harvest, I get an extra grain zone, I breed, And I probably use Coster again. Get a super unnecessary grain there. Yeah, so Cornrick would have definitely been the wrong pick, given how Market Crier worked out. My feed. PJ got a 6th veg? Oh, on Market Crier. But so is gone. I don't mind sharing Pickler with PJ as long as I can get another Costermonger veg. So I produced 9 veg this game. That's pretty good. Scholar ends on Reedstone for Hoarder. Yeah, PJ has 6. Mudden with March. Nice, because you wanted to dove a sheep anyway. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so what did I say? I think I had 47. I think that's still a good guess. Scholar has 47. I have 38 showing, so I get it. I think I'm closer to 50 than 47. Alright, so what do I have? 38 base, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. Lady at 5? Oh no, I got Lady stolen. Um... 38, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1 is 48 still. Oh, oops. I forgot that March was a super play there. Yeah, I only have 4 categories for Lady of the Manor. Mudden has 10 bonus. Yeah, he gets it. Oof. Well, I mean, nice job pulling off the 4 stables, because that was extremely risky. And, I mean, wow. Yeah, I mean, huge animal game. Huge. 41 for PJ, 47 for Scholar. So yeah, Muddan beats me and Scholar here with, I mean, Champion Breeder is really strong. Milking Stool with Acquire is just really obvious. Obviously good. Yeah, if I have 2 more wood, then I can play Woodpath and Dunghill. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, PJ crying made everyone but Scholar happy. It's one reason why Market Crier really isn't something you want to play. Like, I maxed my green with no effort thanks to it. Alright, I guess that's it for me in this game. Thanks for watching. If anyone knows if Williams 2-Win Tuesday is going well, or if it's done already, or if it's still going. Well, he's still playing, so it looks like it's time to host him. Yeah, GG. Thanks for watching. Turning off the recording now. Hope to see you for the next one. Bye, everyone.